Okay, here's question 27 on the higher non-calculator paper. The question has two parts, part A and part B, and it's worth 4 marks altogether. There's a grid here, and the question says, on the grid, draw the graph of x squared plus y squared is equal to 4. Okay, this question is pretty straightforward, because if you know it, you're going to get 4 marks in it. What you need to be able to know is that the fact that x squared plus y squared, right, that's part of the equation of a circle, and this part here, r squared, is the radius of the circle. Okay, so x squared plus y squared, that's the equation of a circle that's centered at the origin, and r squared is the radius of the circle. And in this case here, right, r squared is 4, so that means that the radius of the circle is going to be 2. And it says, draw the graph of this. I am going to get a pair of compasses. I'm going to put the center, the point on the compass at the center. I'm going to put the compass point going to 2 because that's the radius of the circle. And I don't think you need to use a compass to do this, right? If you did it freehand, you're still likely to get full marks. But that's a perfect example of my equation of that, the graph of that circle, that equation. It's going through 2 at each point there, and it's a circle radius 4. So that's pretty straightforward, and that'll get me the 2 marks. You could have done it freehand or try to do a freehand attempt, but you have to make sure it goes through 2 on each of the axes. So +2 and -2 on the x and y axis, and +2 and -2 on the y axis. Okay, going forward to part B. In part B, the question says, on the grid, sketch the graph of y is equal to cos of x. Sketch the graph of y is equal to cos of x. Now this is something that you just need to know, right? You need to know the shape of cos of the cosine graph, right? And the cosine graph actually exists only between +1 and -1. And you need to know a couple of key points. The fact that cos of 0 is 1, so it's going to go through that point there. Cos of 90 is 0, right? Cos of 180 is -1, so it actually does follow a pattern, right? And then that works its way back up. Cos of 270 is 0, and cos of 360 is +1. You need to know those facts. So drawing the graph, and I'm going to try to draw a neat curve through here. That's that bit there, and then it repeats as you go upwards. Right, it doesn't need to be a work of art. The examiners just need to know that you have an idea of what the graph is going to look like. And I'm just going to fix that bit there. It's not, I won't say it's perfect, but okay, so that's okay enough. It's still a bit wonky up there. I'm going to fix that. I'm just a bit keen to make sure that it does look decent. So yep, that's about good enough. Yep, that is the cosine graph. Now you need to make sure you're familiar with that shape of the cosine graph, the sine graph, and the tan graph. And if they ask you to draw any of those, you could just draw the graph. You know a couple of key points, right? And you know what the picture looks like. Okay.